All right, folks, good morning and welcome to the Coffee Run for Thursday. It's John from ProCraps here on Casino Gaming TV. Hope the volume is okay. I'm doing the pro thing, man. I moved my microphone and it's like, I'm touching it right now. It's like right here. It's like above my head instead of in front of me or below me like it usually is. So hopefully you're hearing me. Let me know actually in the chat. Anthony, oh my God, good morning. Have not seen you in forever, dude. Hope you're doing all right. Let me know if you can hear it okay. If I'm loud and clear and all that, and there's no echo. We should be getting better at the no echo thing. I'm working hard. There we go. They can kind of see it. All right. Anyway, it's Thursday. We have things to talk about. Today's actually going to be the last day of the gambling series, man. We did Gambling 101 way back, right? We did the mindset of a gambler all the way through. We did the mindset, we did the math, we did money management, we did strategy play, we did all these things, right? Today's the last one. This is the last show on this topic. Now I'm going to re-record some of these because I don't think I did a great job of explaining them, but really we are done doing it live. Today's it. Today we're going to talk about winning, by the way. Today's topic is all about winning ways. So I'm going to give you guys some homework, okay? In the chat, do this, winning, and say winning, be a boss, or whatever you want to say. Put the word winning in front of your chat. I'm going to filter my chats today by the word winning. So I will only see the chats that have the word winning on them. Okay. As I'm doing my presentation and sharing the ways I think winners, the traits I think winners share with each other. I have some from my friends that have given me some ideas too. I want to know what you think in chat. I'll add yours to the end as well, and we'll do like we did yesterday. But that's going to be today's thing. Now, ahead of that, we have some news to talk through. And I want to say you hit the like, but it's not registering. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe, I don't know, Craig. Maybe hit it harder. Click it like you mean it. Click it like you mean it. More than enough. The enemy. There you go. More is the enemy enough. I love that. That's a great little saying right there. All right, here we go. So a couple of things to talk through. Transparency, fluency, winning ways. What I mean by this is this. There was an issue yesterday, actually last week that cropped up during the live fantasy craps, which is, it happens once in a while, right? Where somebody is accused of or suspected of cheating, right? Like throw the dice, call a number, roll the dice back, and the number's on the dice when you see it on camera, but you never saw the dice land because the cameras don't cover the landing zone. Actually, there's been a lot of kind of back talk about it, and somebody got called out. And it became kind of a thing. And I don't need to mention all the names, right? But the point of it is this. And I think, and Alfredo brought this up in the midst of all the chatting about it. And I backed him up on this. I think he's 100% right. It's not hard, right? If you're going to do fantasy craps, you're going to do a YouTube channel like Jacob's in here in the chat. I have one. I happen to have a lot of cameras. I have a great setup in here. I got cameras everywhere so I can get all you see me, right? You see me from behind. You see my dice land from behind. You see them land from up top. I pull them into view. There's never a question, right? I have PSO'd myself out of profit more days than I care to remember, right? Alfredo, same thing. He's got 75 cameras going, right? He's got camera views everywhere, but you never worry about what he's doing. He's not bullshitting you on his throws. Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps, Ed from Roll to Win, Gargoyle when he was going live. Everybody's got a really good view of their tables because we don't want to have, believe me, when you do a video, and Anthony from AC Crap Shooters tell you the same thing, right? When you do videos, if you don't do them live, if I ever put a video out, it says, hey, here's a strategy, and I roll it out really quick, and here's how it works, like Waylon does, right? How many times has Waylon gotten pegged in his chats, or people emailing me saying, Waylon's full of shit, he's not really rolling, he can fudge the numbers all he wants, right? If you're not going live, you're going to get accused of that. We're all used to it. Jacob has done a billion videos. Anthony's done a billion. We're all used to people accusing us of faking our roles during the strategy shows. And I'll tell you this, I've done it, right? I'll first admit it. When I have said, here's a strategy, right? And I roll the dice and it doesn't work, I refilm it. I'm not going to lie to you because I'm not going to tell you, here's the Philly special. It's awesome. And then I roll it out and I get my ass handed to me and say, and that's a stupid video, right? I'll roll it out so you can see it work and say, look, and I say in the video, under perfect circumstances, as you're about to see, here's how this strategy should work. When it catches the roll it's designed to catch, here's the rhythm that you see. And then I say it also, it's going to also not catch the roll. I've rolled this out a bunch of times and I've lost the money. But to see the rhythm, you have to see the rolls. Anyway, People will get on your crap about that. When you're going live, though, there's nowhere to hide when you're live unless your camera is not set to where people can see the dice, right? So it's not hard. If you're going to play fantasy craps, if you're going to do any kind of YouTubing thing, if you're going to go live especially, get your camera over landing zone so we can all see it. Remove all doubt. If you're going to call yourself a dice influencer and you're going to go out there and throw 85 rolls and then 64 rolls and then 59 rolls back to back to back and nobody can see your dice land, they're going to call you out. Whether you're cheating or not, you're going to get called out for it. And, you know, there's already enough negative light on the practices of DI. No need to shine a heavier Batman style spotlight on it. Just do the right thing. Just be transparent. Be transparent. Okay. That's an important thing to me. Okay. So be transparent about that for all of us, all the new channels coming up, right? My channels are going to start winding down, right? I'm going to start, you know, finalizing my last gambling videos and on the Pro Craps channel, put a few more strategy plays out there, which is like, here's the 5 ways that I actually play. And that's going to be it. Not much else to add to that channel other than me going live and farting around, right? When new guys come up, this is the advice. Make sure we can see everything. Be transparent and be fluent in what you're saying. If you're going to be a new channel, be fluent. Understand the bets. You know, I give Gamble with Jimmy a bunch of grief all the time, right? Because I don't like him. I don't like what he stands for and all that stuff. You know that. But I watched him the other day and he's like, I buy him for $10,000 and here's how I do it. And he goes out with a $600 6 and 8 and thinks that it pays $740. He doesn't even know what the fuck it pays, right? Be fluent in what you're doing. If you're going to be out here teaching people stuff, be fluent in it. Don't talk about DI, not know what the hell you're doing. Don't talk about betting and not what the hell you're doing, right? Be fluent in your game. Be transparent in what you're presenting. And if you're going to fudge your rolls, call it out. I filmed this video 3 times so you can see the perfect run. I want you to see how the strategy works when it works, right? Be transparent about that. It's okay if people know, yes, I filmed this video 3 times to get it right. It's okay, as long as they know about it, right? And as long as you're honest about, hey, it took me 3 times to get it right, which means I lost a couple times along the way, right? Be transparent and be fluent about things. Okay, tomorrow, by the way, tomorrow is my Friday Follies, right? Fridays on this show is always Ask Me Anything, right? You can bring any questions you want to the table. I'll even talk politics with you a little bit, maybe a little bit of politics with you. But come with anything. Fridays or anything goes Fridays, right? But I do have some things, right? It's my one chance that I can talk or clap back, as it were, about what we hear on Craps Chat. I can talk about ETGs. I can talk about some of the reaction videos that we've seen. I can talk about casino tiers, which they're on episode 26, 27 now. They're getting really good. I've always enjoyed Ed. I like Ed anyway. I really like 10 ton and their rhythm, they're getting better at it. It's like, go back and watch Seinfeld. Go back and watch Seinfeld season 1 and you're like, oh my God, this show is terrible. Like, how did that show ever make it? Right? They were very disjointed. By season 2, season 3, the characters are playing off each other. The rhythm is great. That's casino tiers right now. Ed and 10 ton are really starting to hit their stride and the rhythm is good between them. It's getting way, way better. So I'm loving that show. Pretty awesome. Okay. Here we go. Let's get into the fun stuff. First things first, Craps for the Cure 2024. Jacob's here, by the way. I'm going to ask Jacob, can you come? Can you come to Vegas October 19th? It would be awesome. That weekend, October 18th, 19th, 20th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is Craps for the Cure. I don't know if it's going to be Friday and Saturday, 10 hours each day, or Saturday, Sunday, 10 hours each day. We're not sure where it's going to be. We know we're going to be at Casino Quest, at least for the interview segments and the teaching segments. We're going to go back from Casino Quest to live casino play back and forth if the casino agrees. If they don't want us to do live filming, we won't do it. We'll just be at Casino Quest for the whole thing. So either way, we're going to be good on those dates. I'm working on getting interviews set up with casino staff, likely from station casinos. We're going to talk to somebody who works in casino credit, somebody who works in casino security, a pit boss, dealer, and get some perspectives on things we don't normally talk about. Like, how does credit really work, right? What security measures do you have available to you? So I want to get into some of that stuff. We're going to talk cruising with Brian and Don Wood for sure. We're going to talk dice with David. He's going to teach me a lesson up there. Might have some heavy and some bow in the house with lessons. If Jacob can make it out, I'd love to have Jacob give us a real live treatise on the Iron Cross. It'd be fantastic. Competitions and the whole work. So I'm working on schedule now. You can expect by Monday next week, I will have the website up where you can go pre-register to come, which will be your ticket in. And also, if you're going to play on a live table, you can do an extra juicy donation and earn yourself a place in the roster for the live table. And that's how we're going to do that. All right. So let's see what else to be said here. I think daily paycheck. How did we do today? We did okay today. Today was a fun one. I had a roll today. If you didn't catch the show, usually I do a Dallas drawdown, which is like a big bet. 3,500 across is what I usually do. Take a hit, come down to 1,800 across. Take a hit, come down to either 250 across or 500 across to kind of roll it out, which is a 2 hits to goal strategy. Today, I went the other way. I went smaller bets, 1,600 across or 160 across, and tried to build up 1, 2, 3 hits and down the 4th hit, or 1, 2 hits and a repeater and come down. Either way, that was my approach. A 12 roller, set a point, hit the point. Set a point, horn, hit the point. It was roll 7 before I got my second hit. Set a point, got another box number. I think I actually buckshot at that point too. So I think with 9 rolls in or so, I got the 3rd box hit. It was ridiculous. Luckily, it was a repeater, and we got lucky today. It just takes so long to do it that way. Weird rolls, 12 rolls, 3 hits. Crazy town. But it worked out. It worked out. For the month of August, we're 5-1, but look at that one loss, man. That one loss, I went on tilt a little bit. I PSO'd. Let's try it again, and PSO'd a second time. Like that was enough for me. We got planked for twice in a row. Won't do that again. But anyway, we're doing all right. Overall, we are now up over 43,000 in profit, which means our bankroll is 53,000. So we're more than halfway to the ultimate goal. And with the wins being bigger and bigger and bigger, and the buy-ins being bigger, we should be there in about 20 to 30 sessions. Hopefully, maybe by the end of September, we'll get there. We'll see. But so far, paycheck's going good. Don't miss that show. If you can get on there, it's 7 o'clock in the morning Pacific time, so 10 o'clock East. It's fun. I do Crapsy with it live. We have 25 people playing today. It was great. It was a fun show. And sometimes things come up during the show that are worth talking about. Today was a good one, right? What way should I play? When I got to the end, I had a $1,400 profit. My goal was $1,600. What did I do? I left. I stopped playing. I was like toying with the idea of going back out. I'm like, nope, we're going to do the right thing. We're going to stop playing, take my own advice. So it's a good show. Join us in if you can see that. All right, here we go. This is the last session of how to win. And remember, put in the chat. I'm going to put it one more time. I'm filtered, so I can't see what's going on out there. Winning thing, and say winning the thing. I'm going to actually filter my chats on the word winning so I can see what you're saying, and join me. Okay. For this series, the Gambling 101 through 401 series, we've been talking about all this stuff, right? The goals, the strategy, managing your bankroll, right? Your mindset, having discipline, and all the sub things, right? The knowledge, the theory, understanding logic, math, understanding variance. All these things are like the combination, right? That make you not necessarily win, but win more often than you may have otherwise, and lose less often than you may have otherwise. We're trying to kind of, not have these big swings. We're trying to be more in here. So the wins and the losses are here instead of here for you, right? That's the idea. And today, to close this thing out, for session, 24 here, I guess, right? Session 24, the 10 things winners do, right? And it's actually more than 10, but it's the top 10 things winners do at the casino. Not just craps players, but winners in general. Okay, so we said this in our one on losing. We said the same thing, right? When life hits, losers say, "Why me?" Winners say, "Try me." Right? There's a mindset to winning, right? Winners have a mindset. They've got a quiet confidence about them. They don't have their heads down. They're not kicking the can. There's a way that winners carry themselves, and I think that doesn't mean you're gonna win, right? But it does get you in the right headspace. A lot of winning, of course, is luck, right? We'll talk about that in a minute. Luck is a big part of this thing, right? But winners don't make stupid decisions. Losers do, right? Losers make bad choices. I think most of what I'm going to talk to you about today with regards to how to win is mindset, right? The first thing I say, right? The winning ways, the number one thing that winners do is they know their shit, right? They know their game. They know the odds. they know the probabilities, they know all the math, and they know how to play the game. All those things, right? Knowledge is key, okay? And again, don't play a game you don't know the rules of, right? Don't play a game you don't know how to play, right? Craps and roulette come to mind because they're complicated. There's things all over the place. It's happening pretty fast, right? Other games like Bach and Blackjack, they're slower paced, right? In terms of you only put in one bet. You're either betting or you're not betting. There's not like 18 things to bet on, right? But those games carry odds and probabilities that change with the thickness of the shoe. If you're counting cards, all these things matter. Knowing the math, appreciating it, know your shit. That's the first thing winners do. They are confident because they know all of it. They're not in there going like this all the time. That's an important piece of the thing, right? Number two, winners aren't a one-trick pony, okay? I know every game, or not every game. I'm not lying. I'm gonna lie. I don't play like Mississippi Stud or whatever the hell that thing is, right? I have my games. I have Bach, I have roulette, I have blackjack, I have craps. I don't play poker because I smile too much and people take my money, right? But I know the games I know, right? I have multiple play styles, right? I have chasing ways, I have negative progressions, I have positive progressions, I have streak betting, I have lots of ways that I play the games that I play, okay? I am confident and I'm well practiced in more than one discipline. I can play craps from either side. I can play craps short game, long game. I can do a builder or I have lots of ways that I can manipulate a table, okay? I'm not a one-trick pony. I don't just go out there 160 across and blast because somebody told me to, right? Winners have played all the games, all the ways, have been beaten all the ways they can be beaten, and they've won many different ways. And they have selectively figured out what works for them, what rhythms they like, how they seek the risk, and what they're doing to kind of capture some of that. So winners are not a one-trick pony that have watched one video and gone out there with a paycheck, okay? Winners, number three, also have what I call happy feet, okay? They know when to walk away and they know when to run, okay? Sometimes you walk away when you're up almost enough. You walk away when you're up enough. You run when you've hit the home run. You don't put that money back on the table. You run away with the excess money. You don't burn the excess money. You run when it ain't going your way. Some days luck just is not on your side. It just is what it is. You can be a math follower all you want to, but some days luck just smacks you around. Run away. Winners also are never ashamed of winning. I say this all the time. There's no shame in same betting. There's no shame in going 3,200 across, taking a $700 hit and keeping the money. There's no shame in going 44 inside, taking the $14 hit and stopping. There's no shame in winning money. Don't be guilted into pressing and playing crazy town. Winners are okay with winning. And that's an important thing to remember. We're okay with it. We've learned how hard it is to get a win. We appreciate that. Winners, number four, don't chase bad days. Okay? Bad days are inevitable. Nobody is 100% winning. Nobody's winning 100% of the time. You're going to have a day where things go wrong, right? The Cowboys are going to win a football game every once in a while. And me, I bet against them every time, right? I'm going to have a bad day, right? It's going to be a thing. You're going to have a PSO in craps that burns you for, in my case, $3K. It's going to happen, right? The winner owns that. The winner says, yeah, I got it. Today was not my day, right? It's the not my day act of 1937. I didn't get it today. The winner accepts the fact that that's going to happen, right? The winner shakes it off and is prepared for it. I know on a 4-day week, I can lose $3,000 on Monday and I can win 1,000 every other day and come out of the week ahead. I know I can do that. I know that that's likelier to happen. I'm going to win about 80% of the time. If I lose 3 and win 4, I'm up 1. All good. I accept the loss. I own the loss. I shake it off. We move ahead. And I look at things more longer term that way. That's what winners do. We're not going to chase that. We're not going to go to the ATM and try and fix a bad day. You cannot fix a bad day. Sometimes the day is just bad. Okay. Winners have a plan. This is an important piece. Winners have a plan. I go in knowing what I'm going to do. Today, I was actually waffling a little bit on my plan. I chose plan B instead of plan A. You have multiple ways. And sometimes your gut tells you, I just don't want to play that way today, right? Sometimes, my plan doesn't work and I switch to plan B. I have multiple ways to play, right? I execute my plan. I accept the result of what's happening out there. You have to kind of do that, right? And I've got both static and dynamic plans. What I mean by that is I have plans that I go out there and like, this is what I'm doing. It's 2 hits and I'm gone, right? Dynamically, I could say it's 2 hits, and if I don't get the second hit, we're going to switch here and do this for a minute, and then we're going to come back. I can dynamically move and bob between. It's been tested, it's been tried, and it's true. I know how my stuff works. I know what I'm looking for. I know what I'm going to switch to, right? Now, it may not work every single time, but I have my way of getting through it, right? I see the game in phases. Phase 1, we talked about it. Get them on, get them over, get them in. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Pull my bets to be even, save some profit, go for the win, right? I work that way. But again, I know, as the previous screen said, it's not always going to happen, right? But when it does happen, I have a plan to work through it, right? And I think along those lines, number 6, I would say the winning person is situationally aware, right? They understand the moment. We talk about this a lot, like law of big numbers and math is true, right? Probabilities are what they are. Odds are what they are. You can't escape that. Right? You play long enough, you're going to run into it. Okay. But in the moment, you're going to be in some variation of what's expected. You understand that you're playing in a moment. And in the moment, what you're doing ain't working. So you're going to switch to something else. Not so much trying to chase what's happening. Maybe you're switching out of what you're doing to something less aggressive to protect your bankroll for a second while you either A, regroup, or B, the rhythm comes back into your favor, and then you can jump back in, right? That's okay. You make an informed decision on the switch, or you're making an informed decision and say, I'm not going to buy into that mess. I'm going to stay where I am and let math and probabilities work themselves out. You can make 2 choices there, right? The winner is informed enough to understand that there are 2 choices and makes the one that's right for them and their bankroll, okay? And again, along those same lines, number 7 for me is that winners embrace variance. You're always in a variant. You're never going to see 36 perfect craps rolls or 38 perfect roulette spins where every number comes once. You're always in some variant, okay? Variance is where good things and bad things happen. The great run, right? Shooter makes 5 passes. Shooter rolls 47 numbers and 11 of them are 8s, right? That's a great variant to be in. When you're in that, good things can happen to you. If you're on the don't pass and that's happening, you're getting your tail kicked. Right? The variant that you're in dictates how you're going to win or lose. Winners expect that. They're never surprised when the run goes a certain way. I'm never surprised when I see 5 banks in a row. I'm like, that's cool, 5 banks in a row. Or 5 reds in a row. It never surprises me. Right? When I see bank, bank, player, player, bank, player, some people go, oh my God, that was the golden sequence. Can you believe it happened? Like, no, of course it happens, right? You expect those things to happen. You expect those patterns to emerge, right? And you know how to take advantage of them. Right? When it's going bad for me, I'm betting pretty low. When it starts to shift good, I get a little bit more aggressive as we go. And if I can ride out the bad and ride into the high, I embrace the variance. I'm not going to try and just beat the crap out of the same thing when it's not going well. It just, again, winners have a different mindset on that stuff. And again, the variant can be very negative for you. And I accept that. Like I said before, I, as a winner, hopefully you too, own and accept the crap outcomes that happen. Hey, it's this the way that the day happened, right? You embrace that on both sides. The other thing we say here is winners have control over their money. Okay, and I did a whole series on bankroll management. You manage your bankroll properly. Your master bankroll, your session bankroll, what you're buying in for, the series of bets that you're making, all those bankrolls are managed by you like a boss. You know what's out there. You know what your percentages are, up or down. You know exactly where you are. You never burn money unnecessarily, right? And a winner executes money management in every facet of the game. It's a huge thing. Losers and people who aren't set up for success are guessing. I think I'm up. I think I'm down. I'm not sure where I'm at. I never have that question. I know to the penny where I am all the time. Does it make a difference in what the result on the table is? No. It makes a difference with how much money I'm putting out there and when I'm pulling money back. That's the difference, right? That's the mindset of money management discipline, is knowing where you are and making better informed decisions. That's what winners do. That's what winners do. The other thing, I think it's the same screen there. Winners, I say this too, winners don't gamble. And this is interesting because of course, every bet you make is a gamble. Every bet we make out there is a gamble for sure. You're putting money up for some outcome. You're making a risk, right? But the winner, I think, is more in tune with their own risk tolerance or their risk appetite, how much risk they want to take, right? They never gamble outside the boundaries. I'm not going to say, oh, you know what? Didn't go well, or it's going really good. I'm going to rail dump. I'm feeling it. Here goes $1,000 into the field, right? Winners don't do that. Winners don't gamble. Winners have a play. They have a plan. They stick to the plan, right? They're not just going to willy-nilly break their own, again, tolerance or appetite for risk. They're just not going to do it. That's what winners do. Losers gamble, right? They rail dump, chasing loss, putting good money after bad kind of a thing, right? That's the difference. That's a big difference. I think it's all gambling in the end, right? When I say winners never gamble, what I'm saying is they don't exceed the proper amount of risk for what they're ready for, okay? Winners also hammer advantages, okay? And take this one for what it is. Winners seek out any and every actual advantage that they can, and they seek to exploit the advantage. And I'm looking specifically at the card counters. Card counters can achieve an advantage. They can achieve an advantage in an auto-shuffled game. They can achieve an advantage in a 2 to 6 deck hand-shuffled game. They can get an advantage there counting cards, right? And they hammer the advantage, right? If you're at roulette and you're seeing sectors, right, at play, the croupier is doing something, that's an advantage that you can exploit if you know how to see it, catch it, and bet it, right? Sports, lots of advantage plays in sports if you can detect, get out there, and get it done, okay? Winners seek that out, and they hammer them when they come, but they also don't overplay their hand. You look at these blackjack card counting groups. Why are they kicked out of every casino? Because they go to the teeth, right? I've seen Blackjack Apprentice put videos out saying you cannot survive this card counting world if you're going to make X amount per day. I'll tell you, he's full of shit. Paycheck on craps, which is more volatile and less advantage driven than card counting blackjack is. You can do it if you properly size your bets and you're in and out when you're supposed to be. If you're going to go, the shoe is thick and I go from 25 to 1,000 on my bet, you're going to get kicked out, right? Winners seek the advantage and play them correctly, but they don't overplay the hand, okay? Let's see, what else we say? Winners, and this one here actually comes to me from Brian at Holy Roller. Winners are professionals, okay? They have good etiquette. They're good tippers. They're good table mates. They're respectful. They're sober. They're not out there getting all sloppy and making dumb choices, right? And they're clean. They're not out there blowing smoke everywhere, literally blowing smoke around people and causing a ruckus. Winners are there and they're here. We're going in, we're getting it done. We're the guy you want to play with. We're the guy they want to deal to, right? We're the guy that is kind of under the radar, right? I might not be that guy. I like to get a little bit loud and have fun, but I am respectful, I am sober, I'm clean, I'm a great tipper. People love playing with me. I'm a good table mate, and I never break etiquette, right? That's a pro. It just makes the experience better for everybody else. And trust me, when you are exhibiting good etiquette and tipping well and being a good table mate and having fun and you're respectful and you're sober, you're clean, your time is better spent. You're going to be in a better mindset. You're going to make better decisions, right? If you act like a professional, you'll be like a professional, and you may not get the luck, but you're also not going to make a dumb choice because of where your brain is, right? This is all about being a pro here and here. The luck will happen. The outcomes will be for you or they'll be against you, but you're not going to be against yourself. And I think that's a big piece of it. Okay. The last one on my list, I think is my last one, is winners don't get emotional. We talked about this yesterday with regards to losers, right? Winners expect to win. Winners expect the loss. They expect to win. I'm there to win every single day. I'll accept it when it doesn't go my way. It's fine, right? It's part of the business of gambling. The business of gambling is I'm going to win some, I'm going to lose some. I'm doing everything in my power to win more often than I lose and win more than I lose when I do win, right? That's the business of it. We don't get emotional. I don't get tied up in the wave. I'm not trying to ride this meteor to the moon. I'm not doing that, right? Trying to keep it right here if I can most of the time. You see guys, and this comes from Jeff, Mid-Atlantic Craps, right? These guys that are dropping chip porn out there and showing they're winning whatever tickets. And if you need that, if you need the emotional win from your peers to tell you how great you are, if you need to prove it with your pile of chips, you got a problem. That's an emotional connection to winning that you shouldn't have. Just win. Just win and shut up about it. Do your thing. Go. I'll tell you my winning stories. I'll tell you my losing story. But I'm not here to brag. I'm not bringing home stacks of purples and saying, look how great I am. Right? I talk about my sessions with you because I think they're important to learn from. If I had a great session or a bad session, there's a nugget in there that I think is actually good. That's why I talk about it. Getting emotionally connected to your wins and losses, huge problem. Winners never do that. Winners are right down the street. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's some other winning ways. These come from my friends. I wrote to everybody. I talked to Jacob. I've talked to Ed. I've talked to Jeff, Gargoyle, Craig, Slam, everybody. Here's some of their thoughts. Okay. Skill and luck is a great one. He said, bring the correct bankroll, right? Bring the correct bankroll for the way that you want to play. A lot of people are playing ways and their bankroll doesn't support that way. If you have this bankroll, bring the right thing. And also, another great point from him is to know what your bankroll is capable of. Okay. $300 bankroll is not capable of winning you $2,000. It's just not. You may have 64 across and that shooter may be a 57 roller and you may win $3,000. I've done it. But that's not what the $300 bankroll is made for, right? It's capable of it, but not really. $300 is capable of winning about 50 or 60 bucks on a decent couple of shooters, 15, 10 bucks at a time. That's what the bankroll is capable of. Know that and temper your expectations on it. That's how you divest yourself from your emotions, by the way. Okay. I think winners, I forget who said this one, are always ready for the next bet. They're never wondering what's happening next. If my 5 hits, I'm dropping a buck. If the 6 or 8 hits, I'm going to regress. Whatever you're doing, you know what's being said by you on every single bet. You know on the roulette table what you're pulling in, what's going back out. You're ready to rock and roll. You're always ready on your next bet. That's what winners do. They're not guessing. They're machines. Okay. Winners typically ease in, right? They're looking around the racks. Who's got a full rack? If everybody's got a rack, you walk up to a craps table and all you see is red chips and white chips everywhere, and people are just like this, right? That may not be a table you want to play on. It's been going poorly. Now, you know my thoughts on this. If it's been going poorly, it doesn't mean it's going to keep going poorly. However, the vibe and energy of that table might not be one you want to be in, right? At a blackjack table, the shoe might just be a shitty shoe and everybody's stacks are down, right? You look at what's going on, right? From my dice controller friends, they say qualify the shooters, right? If you think a guy can shoot, he's setting the dice and doing his thing, it would not behoove you to go all in on a guy you don't know. Watch him shoot, see what he's doing. Check his rhythm and mechanics. If you believe in what you're seeing, you can make the bets you think you need to make, okay? But we ease into that, right? Craig from All Bay Crap says, give your bets a short leash. I love this one. Winners give their bets a short leash. In other words, I'm going to take my hit. I'm going to regress down. I'm going to go press, 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 press. And then we're going to sit there. And if a pressed up bet doesn't get hit in 3 rolls, comes back down again. If that press bet doesn't hit in 3 rolls, comes back down again, right? These are the things that winners do, right? They know that time is the enemy, right? So if things aren't hitting, crap specifically, get rid of them, right? Bet what's coming. Don't bet what's not coming. Give your bets a short leash. I love that advice. It's like a timed regression. Like I'm not going to let it sit out there forever. It's interesting, right? And I think winners, coming from Ed from Roll to Win, they embrace patterns. Patterns happen all the time, right? And again, we talked about variance. Variance and patterns kind of work together, right? And you recognize that and you can pop it. If you've got a way to bet a pattern, right? Whether it's a timed progression or whatever it's going to be that you think catches the pattern you're looking for, embrace that. Embrace the variance. All right. That is my thoughts. That is thoughts from your fellow YouTubers. I'm going to go through the chats right now, and I'm going to put up some of the things that I think were interesting. And this is from Edgy Fit. He says, winning more is the enemy of good enough. I think that's the actual quote, which is very true. Today, I won $1,400. My goal was 1,600. Okay. Good enough is 1,400. The goal was 1,600, right? Trying for more would have been the enemy of that. After I made the decision to not play, I threw 2 rolls, a 5 and then a 7, and I was out. Would have been out had I stayed in there, right? More is the enemy of enough. Okay. Jacob from Wager Me This says this. I lost my mouse. Here it is. He says, winning discipline is the key to everything. And I couldn't agree anymore. Discipline is the absolute key. You gotta walk. You gotta walk when you're up, when you're down. You gotta stay disciplined in your ways of playing. Discipline is huge, and most people don't have it. They think they have it, but they don't. Anthony, AZ Craps is winning, setting goals, achieving the goal, discipline to leave when the goal is met. Absolutely. Old Bay Craps, learn to bet. And he says, seriously, practice the betting. I couldn't agree with that anymore either. Practice your betting. Know what's coming next. It's on the screen here. Know what your next move is going to be ahead of time. Again, roulette and craps are the ones you're thinking about here because the bets are all different sizes. The pays are all weird and different. Know what's coming back on a win. Know what's going back out after a loss. And you got to know that ahead of time. Have your bets ready to go so you can stack them out there as the next move happens. It's super important. Skill says, match your play as soon as you can with the table type, hot, cold, choppy, whatever. Now, again, for me, you know how I feel about that. I feel like choppiness, coldness, hotness happened already. And I think the next person is going to be the guy for me. I'm hopeful in that respect, right? That's the one thing, a winner trait I probably don't share with most people, right? That's where I embrace the math over everything else. I say what happened has nothing to do with what's about to happen. I'm betting what's about to happen or what I think is about to happen or what I hope is about to happen. But I understand what you're saying. You better have a way to play that can mitigate what's going on. So if you're getting hammered by something, have a way to play that's non-volatile or low volatility that can catch either side of something, even if it catches it very lightly. That's an important piece of it. Duracellite, win, leave when you're up. Again, be satisfied. That's a Wayland quote as well, right? Louis says, you don't have to bet on everyone. You don't got to bet every spin. You don't got to bet every card in the shoe. You can take a hand off, right? Sometimes taking a hand off changes things. I know I've done it on the craps table. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sit out for one roll. Instead of, and when I'm playing the come or the don't come, okay? Sitting out for one roll changes the rhythm that you're on. It may not matter mathematically, right? But if you're getting picked on these bets, take one off, go back out, and then pick a new rhythm. You just jump into like the number line, you skip a number and start a little bit later. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Pick a different rhythm, okay? Dan, winning. Stop thinking you're playing with the casino's money. It's your money. Get it off the table and go home when you are ahead. This is an important point. I did a video on this a long time ago, right? No such thing as house money. It's your money. It's always your money. And craps is the one game where they make it easy for you, right? To make a bad decision. The other games, let's take blackjack first. Blackjack, your bet's out there. You get paid. They put the money next to your bet. It's up to you to pull it back and do your next move, right? On a craps table, and roulette and all the games are the same. On a craps table, though, the dealers manage your money for you, right? You have a $30 bet out there, it wins. They give you the winning, and that's it. They leave your bet out there automatically. It's easy to say press that up or whatever and make the bets bigger as you go. And they encourage that, right? You make money when you press bets up. However, on the craps table, imagine if they gave you on every single bet, let's say you have $30 six and it pays $35, Jimmy. Let's say they gave you your 35 plus your 30, they gave you the whole thing back. You get the whole kit and caboodle, right? All $65 or $55 comes back to you. What do you do now? Do you take that stack of 2 greens and 3 reds and do you go back out with it and say, now put it all back out to make it look like 48? Do you do that? Right? Or make it look like 42 or whatever you want to do. Or are you going, that's a nice stack of chips. Put that back up my rack, right? If you had to get your money off the table and then replace it every single bet, you'd make different decisions, but you don't, right? That's what Dan is alluding to here, right? It's not casino money. It's your money. They just happen to have it in front of them where it's easier to manage. It's easier to make the game go fast, but that's, again, not in your favor. Slam says, winning, working to come out because you have a spot. God, Slam, crack me up. Tom Marco, winning, sufficient bankroll, okay? Executing your play and strategy fearlessly when the opportunistic situation occurs, courage when luck is in the house, knowing when to regress. All true things, right? Again, it's all about, to me, catching that wave, right? Catching the variant, right? Having your bets out there, executing a play plan that if a variant that's good for you comes, you can jump into it, or you can ride it as it comes. It's so important. And then regress when it's time. Very important. Duraslate says situational awareness, e.g. Belichick, for sure. JR, optimize your tactics, follow through up to and beyond table max. Interesting. Optimize. When it happens, right? Rick S. Winning, not letting a dealer who tries to tell you how to play affect your game plan. That's right. Winners are on their plan, not their plan. Big deal, right? You're on your own. It's your money. It ain't their money. They can suggest things that they think or were told to tell you about. It's your money, not theirs. Import that. Louis, final word says winning. Stay away from slots. 100% stay away. Stay off the slots. Boy, oh boy. Could not agree with you anymore on that last point. And yeah, that's it, guys. 10 of 8, 10 of 9. Good. My let's see. My final thoughts here are this. I'm a little sad today. I'm a little sad because this is it. This is the last show of the series. It's good. It was a good series. I got to go back and refilm a few of these because today's a good example. Today, I noticed things you probably don't notice, but today as I'm going through the numbers, some of those slides had like number 7, number 7, number 7. I didn't change 8, 9, 10. I got to go back and refilm this whole show and put the numbers on there, or find a way to superimpose them. So whatever. I'm not going to lose touch with the series, but yeah, this is the last time I'm teaching how to gamble, right? From this point on, the show is going to be about, sharing the news with you, try and get some guests on to talk to me, just kind of converse back and forth. I may just go and coffee run it at the table and just play out there some stuff. I may do some strategy tests and some live reactions or whatever people want to see, I'll just do, right? So yeah, I'm a little sad that the series is over, but it was good. It was good for me to kind of rail dump my brain. Like everything I've learned over the course of 30 plus years of playing, I just gave you over the course of 90 shows. 90 shows I did on how to be a good gambler. So I brain dumped everything I know on you. That will someday become a book. I'm sure that the video series will be nice, but I'll transpose it into a book someday. And mission accomplished as far as that's concerned. And again, I thank all of you. You got 17 people still watching here. I must have bored the crap out of you. I appreciate all the time and all the eyeballs and all the comments and all the play-by-play with everybody. So thanks for being with me through all of it. And that's it. I'm out of here. We'll see you tomorrow for the Ask Me Anything show and a Friday Follows on the Daily Paycheck. So in the meantime, God bless all y'all. Thanks everybody again. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.